median count is equals to total number of frequency n over 2, which is equals to 51 over 2 will give us 25.5. Then we go to the graph. We trace 25.5 on the graph along the horizontal axis, where it means the ogive curve. We now trace it downwards. It is 22.5 plus, in your graph there is 3 lines, then it's now equals to 22.5 plus 3, which gives us 25.5. Then the lower quartile count is equals to n over 4, which is equals to 51 over 4, which gives us 12.75. You come to the graph, you trace 12.75 along the vertical axis of the frequency towards the ogive curve, where they meet to trace it downwards to the class boundary. Then what we get is 22.5 plus 1, which gives us 23.5. Then for the upper quartile count is equals to 60 times n over 100, which gives us 60 times 51 over 100, give us 38.2. Now trace 38.2 on the vertical axis of the frequency towards the ogive and trace it downwards to the class boundary. Once where they meet, it will be 30.5 plus 1.6, which is equals to 32.1. The 60th percentile is 60 times n over 100, which is 60 times 51 over 100, will give us 30.6. Then now trace 30.6 on the vertical axis, where they meet is 26.5 plus 2, which is equals to 28.5. To calculate mean and standard deviation. Example, the table below shows the weight of a group of pupils in an area. Taking your assumed mean as 31.5, in otherwise, calculate the mean and the standard deviation. Weight of the pupils, a table of weight of the pupils and number of pupils. When from 5 to 10 weight, we have 2 number of pupils. From 11 to 16 weight, we have 3 number of pupils. From 17 to 22 weight, we have 5 number of pupils. From 23 to 28 weight, we have 12 number of pupils. From 29 to 34 weight, we have 8 number of pupils. From 35 to 40 weight, we have 7 number of pupils. The total frequency is 37. Solution. Mean deviation is equivalent to sigma fd over n, which is equals to minus 192 over n, which will give us minus 192 over 37 to give us minus 5.19. Mean is equals to 31.5 minus 5.19 to give us 26.31. Making the table, we have that let S represent the weight of the pupils. F represents the frequency column. Class boundary, we have class boundary column, we have class center column, we have deviation column, which is class center minus the assumed mean. We have the frequency times the deviation column, we have the deviation squared column, we have the frequency times the deviation squared column. When the weight of the pupils are from 5 to 10, the frequency is 2. The class boundary is 4.5, that is 5 minus half will give us 4.5 to 10.5, that is 10 plus half will give us 10.5. The class center is 5 plus 10, that is the weight of the addition of the weight of the pupils divided by 2, which will give us 7.5. Then the deviation will become the class center x, that is 7.5 minus the assumed mean, which are given in the equation, which is that 1.5, which will give us minus 21. The frequency times the deviation will give us, we have 2 times the deviation, which is minus 21, will give us minus 42. The deviation squared will now be 21 squared, which will give us 576, while the frequency times the division squared, we have 2 times 576 to give us 1152. When the weight of the pupils are from 11 to 16, we have that the frequency f is 3. The class boundary is from 10.5, that is 11 minus half give us 10.5 to 16.5, that is 16 plus half give us 16.5. the class center will become 11, the sum of the pupils divided by 2, this is 11 plus 16 divided by 2 will give us 13.5. The deviation will now be the class center minus the mean deviation, which is 13.5, the class center minus the assumed mean, which is that 1.5, which will now give us minus 18. Therefore, the frequency times the deviation will now be 3 times minus 18, which will give us minus 54. The deviation squared will now be minus 18 squared, which will give us 324. Then we now have frequency times the deviation squared, which is 3 times 324, which will give us 972. When the weight of the pupils are from 17 to 22, the frequency is 5. The class boundary is from 16.5, that is 17 minus half will give us 16.5 to 22.5, which is 22 plus half will give us 22.5. The class center will now become 17 plus 22, that is the weight of the sum of the weight of the pupils divided by 2, which will now give us 19.5. The deviation, which is the class center S minus the assumed mean, then we now have 19.5 minus that 1.5, which gives us minus 12. The frequency times the deviation will now become, the frequency is 5 times the deviation, which is minus 12, which gives us minus 60. The deviation squared will now become minus 12 squared will give us 144. Therefore, frequency 5 times the deviation squared will become 5 times 144, which gives us 720. Then when the weight of the pupils are from 23 to 28, frequency is 12. The class boundary is 22.